easy go.
What's up, guys? I'm back. I haven't uploaded in about a week and some change. So in today's video, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be reacting to horror stories, and first we have Horror Shorts Party. They're very good. I haven't watched this one yet. We're gonna be reacting to 22 horror stories. I'm not gonna watch them all. I might do a few, but yeah. Make sure to get some snacks, like and subscribe, comment, share, do all that. Let's get to it. Twilight to disturb our characters. Ooh, they're true.
The next Ring camera footage happens in broad daylight. There appears to be nothing unsettling about what's being shown here. It just looks like a male holding what appears to be a box of candy, like one of those people that go door to door and try to sell you something to help support their cause. But what happens next will blow your mind. Here's what it looked like. I've seen many freaky Ring camera footages online, but nothing beats what I'm about to tell you. If there ever was a Candyman that existed in the real world, you're about to witness it. It happened about a month ago when I was home alone. The world would have never witnessed what unfolded if I hadn't installed a Ring camera on my front door. It happened on a Tuesday in broad daylight. I was working from home on my laptop when I heard my doorbell ringing. As a safety precaution, I always like to check the surveillance footage to see who was out front. There stood a gentleman that looked to be in his mid-20s.
First off, who is your barber, bro? Look at this cut. He didn't even get the sides right. Like, bro, who is your barber? He didn't even get the sides right, and your hairline is wavy. Get away from my door, bro. I'm not answering if I see this, bro. He looks like a mid-20s. Look at the caption, mid-20s, selling candy, bro. Nah.
With a mask over his face, only to see the same individual. He ended up thing door to door. I found this rather strange, as people who do this kind of thing were typically on the younger side, but I didn't see any harm in it. I ended up entering the foyer and opening the door, only to see the same individual I saw in the camera, except he looked more deranged close up.
Hi, sir. Would you like to buy some chocolate?
How much?
How much you got? You seem like you have a nice house. You must be loaded. How about you buy...
I'm slamming the door in your face, bro. Talking about somebody must be loaded. Yo, long chin face, bro.
Buy all my chocolate.
Kid, you don't just come to someone's house and request—
Shut up and buy my chocolate, rich boy. How about this?
Hey.
Get the hell off my property and leave me alone, or I'm calling the cops.
Oh,
Get on the floor, you little shit.
And that's when I got robbed point blank. It all went down in a split second. Several bandits ambushed and robbed my house, leaving myself and the candy seller dumbfounded. But after the local news stations got a hold of the story, it was later found out that the candy salesman was a part of the whole robbery scheme. He had been going to multiple houses around the neighborhood, posing as a candy salesman, only to lure people to open their front door.
A brazen robber posing to sell candy along with 3 other people are still on the loose tonight. The frightening daytime armed robbery home invasion that happened on Monday in Stockton has a lot of neighbors nervous.
What appeared to be a young man selling candy in a North Stockton, Murata area neighborhood quickly turned into a homeowner's worst nightmare. This neighbor...
And bro's gonna sit here and act like they don't got his face on the camera. You can wear that quarantine mask, but now you, no gloves. Now your fingerprint is on the doorbell or the door. Come on, bro.
Not the one robbed, captured video through his own Ring camera about 5 minutes earlier of the alleged candy man coming to his door. He watched a live feed on his home Ring camera as the phony candy seller came to his door.
I've only been a massage therapist for a little while now, but I don't think I'll be able to keep doing it for much longer. I started working at full time, Monday through Friday. Immediately, I was getting exposed to the full range of customers that came into the massage parlor. For most clients, it's easy to just block whoever they are out of my mind and stay in the routine mindset, so that I don't even remember most of the people I massaged in a day. Though, every once in a while, the person is worth remembering. That's one of the major perks of the job. I don't make very good money as a full-time massage therapist, but every so often I get to massage somebody who's pretty hot. I still have to keep my composure no matter what, though. Like this last Friday night. We close at 9 o'clock where I work, and at around 8:30, there weren't any clients left in the building. All of my coworkers and I were just milling about, waiting for closing time. But that's when we got the call. I was the closest to the phone, so I picked it up. You've reached the massage experts. This is Timmy. How may I assist you this evening?
Hello, Timmy. I need a full 1-hour session tonight. Do you think you can help me out with that?
Well, unfortunately, we're due to close in about half an hour. Would you like to reschedule?
No, if you can't do it tonight, I'll just find somebody else who can.
Okay, why don't we squeeze you in for our last available half-hour session?
No, you don't understand. I need an hour. I'm so worn out from working all week long. I need full...
Ma'am, you go find somebody else. From this bottom angle, I'm already not liking this, bro.
Full body work. You won't be able to get it done in 30 minutes. I'm plus size, as in thick with 2 C's.
I really didn't want to end up getting out of work at nearly 10 o'clock, but I had to be honest with myself. I had no plans for once I got home, other than cracking open a beer and watching Netflix by myself, and that could wait. I needed a little extra money. Plus, the woman's voice was so sultry and intriguing. Not to mention, I had a thing for women on the voluptuous side. I figured an hour alone with her seemed like an opportunity that I shouldn't pass up, so I stuck my neck out for her. Sure thing, ma'am. We're here for you. Just ask for Timmy when you arrive.
Thank you so much, Timmy.
I had the sinking feeling in the silence after the call that I'd made some sort of mistake, or that I had done something I wasn't supposed to as a professional massage therapist. I tried to ignore the feeling while I waited, watching my coworkers get ready to go home as I prepared for another client. It wasn't until about 8:50 before she finally showed up. She was not what I was expecting. Despite her voice making her sound like a model, she was the farthest possible thing from it. Not only was she fat enough to eat models for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with her ample belly fat spilling out from underneath her oversized blouse and barely fitting through the doorway into the lobby, but she was also ungodly ugly. She looked like she had been...
So you just gonna sit there and keep staring, or you gonna? Cause now he don't know. He already don't want to do it. So you
called crater face in high school, with horrendous acne scars all over her face, but the acne had never really gone away.
What work have you been doing? I want to know. I actually want to know. Working all week. What have you been doing?
Her morbid obesity had long since warped and stretched away any beautiful features that might have once been on her face. And now it was just a big sweaty ocean of grease, a perfect environment for all her zits, boils, blackheads, skin tags, and moles.
Hey there, boys and girls. Which one of you is Timmy?
Despite her mutated appearance, she knew what she was doing with her voice. Somehow, she managed to uphold a demeanor of self-confidence so unshakable that it could only be defined as one thing: moxie. Even my coworkers struggled to maintain their professionalism, giggling and jeering loud enough for everyone to hear. but there was no running away from any of it for me. I'm Timmy.
Well, of course you are.
The woman charged up to the counter like a bull, shaking the foundation of the building.
It's sure nice to meet you, Timmy. The name's Bethany, but you can call me Big Beth. Get it? Like Big Ben, but me? I only let handsome men like you call me that. You understand? You look like George Clooney, and I love George Clooney.
Have a great evening, Timmy. See you Monday. I wanted to stop one of them and beg them to stay and help me get rid of this Big Beth woman, but it was too late. They clocked out and left me there with the behemoth in heat, staring me down with hungry, hungry eyes. She kept leaning more and more on the counter between us, forcing me to smell her pungent body odor. I almost gagged. All those long unwashed years, all those spots she definitely couldn't reach in the shower, just oozing with a stench like a hobo cuddling a skunk. You can go into the massage room and get comfortable whenever you're ready. I gave her a few minutes.
Yeah, you go do that. Imagine bro just tells her to go to the massage room. She's in there waiting. 5 minutes turned to 10 minutes. You come out, bro done left. He didn't clock that and left.
Head start alone in the room. While I waited, the clock hit 9 and I felt myself split into two. I wanted to run away. I wanted to go home and be by myself and not deal with her. But I knew I couldn't leave her alone in the parlor. And I knew I could really use the money from the session. I just hoped that she would be as big of a tipper as she was everything else. When I went in to begin the massage, I was not surprised. I steeled myself and oiled up my hands, then began the massage. Her body was like a rippling sea of fat and endless skin. I struggled to find any actual muscles to work on in all that dead weight that spilled over the edges of the massage table. It felt like I was just digging aimlessly through the folds of jello, uncovering all the crusted sweat and lint I had feared of. But that wasn't even the worst of it.
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's good. You really know how to use those hands. Don't you get all the thick girls calling you daddy with skills like that?
Bethany, please. You don't have to say any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but I want to. I bet this is just how George Clooney would give a big girl like me the rub-down she needs.
I've heard the stories of how some people try to take a massage further than it's supposed to go, but I never thought I'd be in a situation like that. I thought that was something only female massage therapists would have to worry about. But I've never seen anything like this woman. She asked for a lot. I didn't want to do any of it, but I felt that I had to. I needed the money, and I thought it wouldn't be so bad if I just kept my eyes shut and only breathed through my mouth.
Now, Timmy, my back is just fine. You're doing a great job, and I'll be sure to pay you well. It's just, I need help in other places. Would you be a good boy and help out?
What did you just call me? Yeah, no, we gotta wrap this up early. My manager's coming. He can't see this. Nope.
A woman in need?
Somehow, and I still don't know how, but she convinced me. Maybe I'd forgotten just how disgusting she really was after having my eyes shut for so long, or maybe I'd just gotten lost in the sweet sound of her voice, but I did everything she asked me to do. I clipped her toenails because she said she couldn't reach them and they were starting to grow fungus, so I agreed. They needed to be cut. When that was over with, she asked me to shave her legs because she was going out Saturday night and she didn't want to look like a bear, and I agreed. That on top of everything else, she didn't need hairy legs. And of course...
If anybody is a, what do you call it? The people that do the massages. If you guys work in a massage parlor or whatever, do y'all really have to do this stuff? Like, if the client asks you, do y'all really have to do this?
She asked me to take a washcloth to all the creases in her belly, which I did just to be nice because I didn't think anyone deserved to smell the way that she did. After all that, she asked me to clean off her feet. Finally, After the longest and most arduous hour of my life, it was time for her to go. She got dressed with a big smile on her face and a sparkle in her eye, giving me all sorts of compliments on my work. Before she walked out, she left a huge stack of bills on the desk and kissed me on the cheek. And
You can have your money.
then she was gone, out the door,
Finally.
and I haven't seen her since. I washed my hands and rinsed out my mouth as thoroughly as I could, but no matter how hard I tried, I could still taste her. Before I went home for the night, I thought I'd count my hefty payment for the ordeal, but that's when I found out something that nearly killed me. Those bills. Not one of them had the face of a president. Each and every single bill was the same face. George Clooney.
Why is in? You're just gonna give us an ad.
This story was inspired by a disturbing case regarding a student who had been experiencing paranormal activity at her student home. This went on for quite some time. Little did she know, this would lead to something much more disturbing than what she would have ever imagined. Here's what it looked like. I was a student at the University of North Carolina. I lived at a dorm complex near my campus with several other roommates. At the time of the story,
I've seen this one before. Hold on. Terrence Nicholson, let's go. He's one of the best.
I was a full-time employee at Burger King and had worked a monotonous 10-hour shift every day. The quality of my life wasn't the greatest, as the countless hours of work were starting to become more and more strenuous. I desperately needed money, as I wanted to move out of my grandfather's house and into a residence of my own. My grandfather took the responsibility of taking care of me since I was an infant, due to the tragic loss of my parents. My mother and father had suffered a fatal car crash which granted my grandfather full custody of me. I began comprehending the news as I got older, but oddly enough wasn't too affected by it, as he fit the bill of being the best caretaker that a kid could ever ask for. Playing duck hunt was one of my favorite things to do whenever I wasn't so busy at work. My grandfather didn't own any consoles that you would usually see in today's modern day, just the old school Nintendo with the classic gun controller. Hey, Grandpa.
Don't worry about me, son. Pay attention to the game and get that birdie. That's it, Larry. Now go on. Shoot the birdie. Now!
Besides entertaining Grandpa with my spectacular duck hunt skills, I was usually serving customers at the drive-thru of Burger King. I always switched back and forth from the kitchen to providing customer service at the front counter. Our location wasn't usually as busy as most Burger King branches, as we were located by the corner of a quiet residential area, and there weren't many teenagers or kids around, mostly just an older crowd.
This is an Easter egg, bro. The missing poster. It's from the Pigman. I remember that. The classmate.
That were either retired or just big fans of our adversary, McDonald's. Working at Burger King for a long duration of my postgraduate time off made me familiarized with the regulars who would come to dine in. I was usually scheduled for the night shift, so the difference in crowd was pretty evident, as our venue always seemed to attract homeless people or loiterers around this time. Then there was this one guy who would always arrive around 9 p.m. every evening dressed as a Burger King mascot. It was pretty evident this guy was either some crazy lunatic or just a really huge Burger King fan who wanted to look the part. I always got a few laughs and giggles every time I saw him, as the mock-up of the Burger King mascot was pretty accurate but at the same time outlandish. As impressive as his getup was, I was more intrigued by the absurd orders he usually requested. I remember him approaching the front counter as I said, "Hi sir, welcome to Burger King. May I take your order?" The mascot then said,
"Give me 30 Whoppers."
"Sir, are you sure you want 30 Whoppers?"
I said 30 Whoppers! Make Whoppers now!
Okay, sir, just the sandwiches, or would you like to make it a combo?
Have it your way.
The mascot then placed about $150 on the counter and began walking towards the seating area. I recall him sitting in one of the booths as the employees in the back began preparing the 30 Whoppers. About 10 minutes later, I bring the stack of Whoppers on a tray towards the mascot's table and notice he had his cell phone held up by a salt shaker with the video camera recording. I place the tray down and casually walk back behind the front counter. I then saw the mascot completely demolish the Whoppers one by one. It appeared he was either filming a mukbang or just had a preposterous craving for Whoppers. I recall seeing the mascot eat a total of around 10 Whoppers out of the bunch and then pass out from the inevitable...
Sir, we have to clean this. We have to clean this.
...itis while drooling on the furniture. The time was around 12 a.m., which was when our restaurant closed for in-dining service, and also when it was the end of my shift. I knew in the back of my head that I had to politely escort the man out, so I slowly approach him as I see him snoring heavily. I gently tap his shoulder and say, "Hello, sir. I unfortunately need to ask you to leave as we're closing."
Give me Whopper.
I said leave.
Give me Whopper. Give me Whopper.
Sir, I'm politely asking you to leave.
Make me Whopper, then I leave.
Sir, we can't do that. You need to leave now. I firmly secure my stance with an assertive poker face, while trying not to show any signs that I was nervous as hell. The mascot then gets up and walks out of the restaurant. Calling an Uber was completely necessary, as I wanted to avoid potentially being seen by that weirdo on the street or public transit. The time was roughly 1 a.m. when I made it home and immediately got in the shower. My paranoia began setting in, as all I could hear was weird noises coming from outside my shower curtain.
How did you get in my house?
Grandpa, is that you? That's when I heard the same Burger King mascot voice from earlier saying,
Open. Open the door! Open the door! Open the door! Get the hell out of here! Fine, have it your way.
That's when the man grabbed a hold of the door hinges and repeatedly slammed his head against the door.
Get the hell out of my house or I'm calling the cops!
As the mascot continued slamming his head, I remembered my grandpa secretly keeping one of his handguns stashed in the bathroom cabinets. I took it out and pointed it towards the door as I said, "Please, please don't make me do this. Please just go. I have a lot to live for."
Here's Johnny!
Huh?
The mascot successfully plummets his head through the door. Just then, I see my grandpa standing next to me. I shout,
Grandpa, help me! That's it, Larry. Now go on. Shoot the birdie. Now!
I pulled the trigger and said,
Look, Grandpa, I did it! I killed the birdie! Aren't you proud of your grandson?
Imagine he just killed his grandpa, but he's schizophrenic. And he thought that was the Burger King mascot, and he just killed his grandpa.
I still got it, don't I?
Okay.
Just got a new merch order in, and I want to show you guys how the designs came out. These items...
Again, another ad. Like, yo, how you going to view an ad?
This story occurred around the early 2000s, back when I was still in elementary school.
Okay.
I was in my early teens, so the monotonous school life was something I always dreaded. My mom always picked me up from school as her workplace was just down the street, so getting a ride was always less strenuous than walking home. She would usually stop by our local McDonald's just before heading home, as she didn't really prepare home-cooked meals due to the exhaustion of being a single mother. As much as I adored my mom, the lack of home-cooked meals and abundance of McDonald's always kept me out of shape for the latter part of my teen years. The one thing I found genuinely pleasing about that McDonald's was the enormous play place attached to the restaurant itself. My mom usually dropped me off there to play with my neighborhood friends and acquaintances, as long as I got the majority of my schoolwork done. There was this one occasion, though, that really disturbed me to my core, and it seeps into my daily thoughts from time to time. I remember being picked up from school and heading over to that same McDonald's venue to pick up some takeout for that evening. As we got inside, I recall my mom ordering the usual Big Mac combo while I casually glanced at the play place through the glass window of where the eating area was.
Jimmy, what drink would you like? Jimmy? Son? What drink would you like?
I remember zoning out at this particular moment and could recall the echoes of my mom calling out for me. It was almost as if I couldn't move a muscle, like my entire body was in a state of shock, traveling through space and time into another dimension. It felt like it was just me in the play place, like I had the entire setup all to myself.
Jenny, what drink do you want?
I'll get a Coke, Mom. As my mom headed back to complete the rest of the order, I could recall seeing the reflection of a Ronald McDonald
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Just act like you don't see him.
Clown standing from a distance behind me, almost like he wanted my attention. I casually pretend like I don't see him by keeping my eyes glued to the glass and not bothering to turn around.
I know you can see me on the reflection of the glass.
And if I can, what are you gonna do about it?
That's when I casually turn towards the direction of the clown and say, can I help you, sir?
Yes, my dear boy. Do you or your mother want to see what a pyromaniac can do with a little fire?
We're just here to pick up a Big Mac, so no thanks.
Maybe I can cook you a delicious giant Big Mac with my fire abilities so that you will never need to come to McDonald's again.
Hey, leave us alone or I will call the cops.
Go ahead and call them. I'll just teach my cellmates how to start a fire and make an explosion oh so beautiful.
Let's get out of here, Jimmy.
That's when we get inside my mom's vehicle and drive away from the McDonald's. Or should I say the clown. About a week after that bizarre encounter, I spent the majority of my time playing Duck Hunt on my Nintendo as my computer lacked the entertainment that today's modern computer has. I eventually went back to that local McDonald's as I surprisingly missed the food, but more importantly, the play place. As the day transitioned into the evening, my mom dropped me off there as the company of the local teens in the neighborhood made her feel a little more comfortable doing so.
I'll be back at 10 p.m. sharp. Call me if you want me to pick you up earlier, okay?
Okay, Mom. I decided to call my neighbor friend Chris using the payphone located outside the McDonald's venue. Hello? Hey, Chris, it's Jimmy. You still coming to McDonald's tonight? Oh, hell yeah, I'll be there in one.
Hey there, long time no see.
Yo. Don't you see I'm on the phone, bro?
What the hell do you want? Let me show you how I make my fire. Get the hell away from me or I'll call the cops. Fine, have it your way then. Your little behind couldn't handle all this smoke anyway.
That's when I ran inside the McDonald's and immediately made my way inside the play place. I honestly could have notified a McDonald's employee, or any stranger for that matter, but I ultimately decided to take the high road and waited out until it was time for my mom to pick me up. I remember making my way up through the tunnels of the playground as I just wanted to reach the very top and avoid any further encounters with any other weirdos. I eventually reached the top of the platform and remember basking in the view.
Hey. That's not a ball. That don't look like a ball.
As the array of colors from the ball pit was always something I found oddly satisfying to look at. That's when I noticed a familiar head beginning to protrude from the balls in the pit.
Whoa.
It was the clown.
Hey.
The same clown from earlier, looking up at me with his ominous smile and revolting eyes. What the hell is going on? Why isn't anyone acknowledging this freak? The clown just stood there looking at me as if nothing mattered besides myself and his existence.
I know you can hear me up there.
What the hell do you want?
I killed your mother, Jimmy. Now it's only you and your stupid neighbors left. What the hell are you talking about? Jump! Hell no, leave me alone! Oh, don't worry, it's totally safe, Jimmy. Now jump! No, I'm not doing it!
Hey.
Jump! 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 That's when I look to my left and see my friend Chris right next to me. We have no choice. What the hell? Now it's your turn, you little brats! Jump! 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 I began to close my eyes and hyperventilate as I felt a sudden surge of adrenaline flowing through my body. But then I began to feel a rather odd sensation, something like a fiery substance burning the hairs on the back of my neck off. That's when I open my eyes and find myself on my apartment balcony with my entire building engulfed in flames. What the hell? Somebody help me! Help! I hope you all burn in hell and are loving it. I hate you, Dad! You will always and will forever be a
That was his dad?
clown! No. I hate you, you stupid, stupid clown! Help! Somebody please call 911! Help! Help me! Somebody please call 911! Help!
It's so. Yeah, but that was about it. I think I'm gonna end it there. I'll see you guys on the next video. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you like it. Send in more video recommendations in the Discord. I'll leave that in the description. Shout out to Horror Shorts Party. Yeah, peace.